Hi guys, welcome back to another action figure review. Today we're going to have a look at all the Man-at-Arms action figures in my collection. There's quite a few, as you can see. We had quite a few 2000X variants and a lot of classics figures as well. So let's jump straight in. So first up we have Vintage Man-at-Arms. I never had this guy as a kid. I remember kids at school having him, but I had to pick him up much later. As an adult collector, I found him, but this is him. As you can see, he doesn't have that mustache that he had on the Filmation cartoon. This guy came first. It was Filmation that decided to give him the mustache, but he comes with this little club, which is very cool, and that's about it. These two pieces of armor, his shin guard and his arm guard, and then his chest plate. I do have another variant of this guy with these little dots on his helmet painted red, but I just couldn't find it in my box, so I'm not sure if I've used it for a photo and not put him back, but anyway, I'm sure he'll show up eventually. Next up we'll have a look at 2000X. So this was the original 2000X Man-at-Arms. As you can see, he has been completely upgraded from his vintage figure. He has this full body armor on. I guess it's very electronic looking. Yeah, so that's him. He comes with this gun that he used to use a lot in the 2000X cartoon, and his club. Now the club is made of a very gummy plastic, and it's very kind of prone to warping. He also has a little button on his back for a clubbing action feature. His armor, I think it is removable, though I've never taken it off. I find sometimes this plastic can be a little bit brittle, so I've never tried taking it off. Next up, I think his next variant was this one here, this Samurai Man-at-Arms. As you can see, he is hyper detailed. He has these boots. There was also a Samurai He-Man and a Samurai Skeletor that both appeared in the 2000X cartoon, but Samurai Man-at-Arms never did. And I think this might even be the first time he ever came with a sword as well. As you can see, it's very warped as well, but it's just from the gummy plastic they use. Very, very highly detailed. He has a button on his back that when you press it, this thing here pops off. I've got an elastic band holding it in place at the moment, but yeah. Yeah, and he just has a lot of kind of details tacked over his, or stuck onto his original sculpt, which is really interesting. And he also comes with this gun, so he's very over the top, but also kind of cool in a, you know, in a geeky action figure way. Okay, next up we have, I think it was this one, which is Battle Glove Man-at-Arms. So again, 2000X, they had a lot of variants. Again, he has just this this weapon accessory stuck over his existing club. He has a new glove that actually fires. Yeah, but otherwise he's kind of the same Man-at-Arms, just with some slightly different paint apps. As you can see, he has a metallic helmet instead of the blue. His armor is pretty much the same color, and different boot colors and loincloth colors. Okay, and his final release in the 2000X line was this Serpent Claw Man-at-Arms. Now I have to be careful with mine because he's actually completely broken in half. I've just glued him back together, so hopefully he'll hold for the duration of this video. So he comes with this new weapon. Again, it fires. And if I can press that. Oh, nope, it's not going to fire. Oh, there we go. And this sort of modified club with this weird thing on the top. Yeah, very, very weird, inexplicable weapons that they had in the 2000X line. I really do like his silver armor and his metallic green, I guess that's armor as well. But yes, that's that is Serpent Attack, or Serpent Claw Man-at-Arms. Oh god, I can't remember. Anyway, next up came his classics figure. So he came with two heads. As you can see, I got two of him because at the time I wanted to display him in, you know, two different looks, and Little did I know how many Man-at-Arms would be coming in the future. So I have two, as I said. He's probably one of my favorite figures. I think I say that about every figure I'm reviewing, but this Man-at-Arms is very cool. I like him a lot. He's got a lot of great detailing on him. His 2000X inspired weapon came with a weapons pack from memory. Yeah, but that is classics with the mustache head and classics with the younger non-mustache head. Now also in the classics line, we got this Man-at-Arms. I think this one came with the battle ram, so he wasn't available to buy on his own. As you can see, he has the non-helmeted head. He has the ponytail that he had in the vintage cartoon and 2000X, and he kind of has a Filmation inspired look to him with the, you know, the Filmation boots on both both legs, the shin guards, sorry, and the arm guards on both arms as well. So that was a Filmation inspired look for him that a lot of people had been asking for. And next up in the classics, we had this Snake Man-at-Arms. So in the 2000X cartoon, Man-at-Arms was turned into a Snake Man. So this was kind of done so that you could have him as a Snake Man, or you could take his head off and then put it on here, and you'd have a 2000X inspired Man-at-Arms. So this was the beauty of classics, is that there was so many different ways that you could, you know, just change a head, change some armor, and you've got a completely different looking figure. So I do like that a lot. I've actually left the snake head on him because I have him on my shelf with my Snake Men. I think that he looks great up there. Actually, this is a close-up of his head. I can focus that. Yeah, it's really cool. Really detailed, very vicious looking. I like that a lot. And then finally, the guy I've actually talked about in a previous video, Filmation Man-at-Arms. So he looks like he's just stepped straight out of the cartoon. He's pretty amazing. I like him a lot more than I thought I would. I always loved the Filmation cartoon as a kid, but I was never really a fan of the designs because I was more familiar with, you know, these kind of vintage designs, and the Filmation designs were really toned down for animation. And that's okay, but I just much preferred this. So for me, the classics line is probably my favorite, but since getting the Filmation figures in hand, I have got a whole new appreciation for these designs because they actually do translate really, really well. But that's about it, guys. So if you stick around, I will post some photos of each figure now. Thanks so much.